please welcome to the stage Dean Charles Davis.
Thank you. Good afternoon. The Grady College is a great University of Georgia tradition. Founded in 1915 by the legendary Stedman Vincent Sanford, namesake of Sanford Stadium, it was one of the first schools of journalism in the nation and today ranks around the best colleges of journalism and mass communication in the world. The college was named in 1921 for Henry W. Grady, editor of the Atlanta Constitution and chief publicist for a reconstructed New South. Grady College is a trust held by 58 full-time members of its faculty and 32 staff professionals. It is a trust also held by the more than 21,000 alumni who form the Greater Grady Society, a society that will welcome a new class today. The Grady College always stands in the service of democracy's next generation, represented by the graduates we honor today. As we call the roll of honor later in this ceremony, each name represents a lifetime of preparation and a new universe of possibilities. Each name also represents the families who've brought them thus far, the parents and grandparents, the brothers and sisters, the uncles and aunts. Can we please take a moment and congratulate these families and thank them for their support? Now, please take a seat. Didn't mean to leave you standing there. This academic year, my first as Dean of Grady College, has been one of transition and implementation. We've begun a strategic planning exercise to prepare us for our centennial in 2015, and we're working on some major curriculum changes to further enhance our students' preparation for a digital-ready future. Yes, we are always thinking ahead at Grady College. Among some other highlights, in December, Grady College was recognized as a top 3 journalism school in the country, according to a survey by the Radio, Television, Digital News Association. It's always gratifying to receive national recognition for the hard work of our students, faculty, and staff. In February, we announced university approval of the Grady Sports Media Certificate, the first of its kind in the Southeastern Conference. We launched a fundraising campaign to endow the Coach Dan McGill Professorship in Sports Communication. And in a few days, we'll celebrate the 73rd anniversary of the Peabody Awards, recognizing 46 winners of excellence in broadcast media and stories that matter. I am deeply honored to be the dean of a college with an abundance of faculty members who make a difference in not only the lives of our students, but who also make an impact on the world as a whole through their research and public outreach. In the past few months, our faculty members have reached incredible heights. Dr. Carolina Acosta-Azura, a faculty member in our Ad PR department, was one of 3 national finalists for the Scripps Howard Award Foundation Journalism and Mass Communication Teacher of the Year Award. Valerie Boyd, professor of journalism in our Charlene Hunter Galt Distinguished Writer in Residence, received the distinguished honor in October of being named the curator and editor of Alice Walker's memoirs, which will be published in 2017 by Simon & Schuster's imprint, 37 Inc. Dr. Jay Hamilton is one of 3 professors recognized in 2014 with the University of Georgia's highest teaching recognition, the Josiah Meigs Distinguished Teaching Professorship. This is one of several awards of distinction that Professor Hamilton has won this year. His contagious energy and enthusiasm for his craft make him a standout in a college full of excellent teachers. Grady College is proud to have had him and 3 other Meigs winners, David Azinski, Lynn Sallet, and Carolina Acosta-Azura among its ranks. Dr. Nate Cohn, Associate Director of our Peabody Awards and Professor of Telecommunications, won a Regional Emmy Award this fall from the National Academy of Television Arts and Sciences Mid-America chapter. And Dr. Glenn Nowak joined us earlier this year from the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention to direct our Center for Health and Risk Communication. In late October, Glenn accepted a consulting position where he will lead the communications efforts of the Task Force for Global Health, which is dedicated to the worldwide eradication of polio. This task force, supported in part by UNICEF and the World Health Organization, will have a global impact on improving the effectiveness of vaccinations for polio. It's not just the faculty members who exemplify leadership and excellence at Grady College, but our students as well. I was a master's student at Grady myself many years ago, and so when people ask me, as they often do, what's the biggest difference between now and when you were here, I reply instantly, it's the students. It's true, the student body at Grady and at the University of Georgia has never been smarter and more accomplished. And boy, have they been busy. They have created campaigns for charities and corporations, published magazines, broadcast news source, displayed new media applications at last week's Slam, written for the Red and Black, traveled all over the country, presented research papers, and on and on. A few other examples of achievements by our students. Multidisciplinary groups of students from our new Media Institute continue to produce outstanding projects. Last fall, one student developed a responsive web app called Go Grady. It brings together alumni, students, and friends on a social platform that emphasizes connectivity. This spring, one of the NMI groups has created an interactive website for our Grady Centennial, which will debut next fall. Our student athletes are extremely disciplined students as well, having to balance a normal academic load as well as condition, train, and compete to represent our university. We are proud to announce that every one of Grady's 12 student athletes were named to the academic honor roll last semester. That's a truly impressive achievement. Lindsay Cook, a senior journalism major, is one of 6 nationwide AP Google Scholars, for which she won a $20,000 scholarship to develop a project called Journo Chicks, designed to empower and inspire female journalism students to cross into computer science. Lindsay was also one of 5 student presenters in this year's TEDx UGA event. 3 of our telecommunications students received national recognition at the 2014 Broadcasters Education Association Festival of Media Arts. Evan Simmons won the Best of Festival Award in Student Scriptwriting. Travis Harris tied for first place in the Television Spec Script category, and Meredith Dean won second place in the Television News Feature category. And Grady graduate students continue to be highly productive as well, authoring over 45 conference papers, 12 refereed articles, and 4 of these students were selected by the university for Outstanding Student Teacher Awards in 2014. Among the other outstanding accomplishments of our graduate students, Felicia Harris, a doctoral student, presented at the annual South by Southwest Conference. Yan Shan, another doctoral student, was the recipient of the American Academy of Advertising 2014 Dissertation Proposal Award. And finally, Casey Myers, who graduates tomorrow with his PhD, is one of our standout graduate students with significant contributions to the college and recent recognitions, including the Outstanding University TA Award, the Outstanding Ad PR Department TA Award, and the Krugman Graduate Award. And our alumni, too, have made us proud. In January, the UGA Alumni Association sponsored its Bulldog 100, highlighting the fastest growing Bulldog-owned or run businesses, and 9 Grady alumni were named to the list this year. Grady graduates from 2005, Kevin Plamowski and Michael Lentz, claimed second place with their company, Vert Mobile. 3 Grady graduates were named to the Alumni Association's 40 Under 40 list this year as well. Other recent recognitions include Amy Robach, a 2005 Grady grad, who was named news anchor at Good Morning America this spring, and Sarah Caldwell, a 2011 graduate and a photographer for the Augusta Chronicle, who was named the 2013 Georgia Press Association Clip Photographer of the Year. And just this morning, we recognized 4 of our outstanding alumni at our annual Alumni Awards brunch. This year's awards went to 1972 graduate Alan Griggs, who is chair of the Department of Communication and Journalism at Lipscomb University, 1990 graduate Amy Glennon, the first female publisher of the Atlanta Journal-Constitution, 2004 graduate Greg Bluestein, a political reporter for the Atlanta Journal-Constitution. Greg's with us today. And double Grady dog Kathy Richardson, the provost of Berry College. And 2 Grady grads, including Grady Society Alumni Board Chair Eric Neesmith, who is also with us today, were named to Georgia Trend Magazine's 40 Under 40. At the conclusion of today's program, Eric will officially welcome our newest members into the Grady Society of Alumni. Now I am extremely honored to introduce our keynote speaker, a man who personifies that Grady spirit, that intangible mix of leadership, drive, and personality. We often say that Grady graduates the talent that leads the world's great brands. Nowhere is that proven more than in the example of our speaker today. Scott Williamson represents the ultimate alumni leader. As Vice President for Public Affairs and Communications at Coca-Cola North America, he directs public affairs and PR for all Coke brands and sports and entertainment holdings. That's a big job with global implications. But on any given day, he might email that he's on his way to Athens to speak to a sports communications class or an ad PR class or to meet with students whose development he cares so much about. Scott helped launch Coke's first generation scholarships initiatives at UGA, and he advises that wonderful program to this day. He created the Coca-Cola Grady Public Affairs Internship Program, the college's most competitive, a real leadership track that has prepared and mentored and often hired, thank you, Scott, Grady students since 2001. Scott served on the Grady Society Alumni Board and now serves on the Grady Board of Trust. And Scott manages Coca-Cola's support for the Peabody Awards, Grady's most luminous brand, continuing a tradition begun by Grady grads at Coke since the days of Carlton Curtis and Earl Leonard. We asked for anecdotes about Scott to introduce him to you, but we found that everybody said anecdotes were tough because Scott always puts other people and important causes forward, consummately, a real art. On his first day of grad school, we hear that when asked why he enrolled in grad school at Grady, Scott said his wife told him to. Thank you, Debbie. And we're told that it was Scott's late mother who gave him that thoughtful, humble confidence that Scott inspires in our students. A real grace of leadership and love for Grady and Georgia and one's profession. So a thank you to your mom's memory also, and to you, Scott, for being with us today on the happiest day in the Grady calendar. Plus a thank you to Coke for being one of Grady's oldest and most loyal learning partners. Scott?
Whenever I hear an introduction like that, and thank you for mentioning my late mom, I kind of wish she was here because she's the only one who would actually believe all those things that are being said. And I'll preface my remarks by saying that I'm going to be talking to all of you, but I'm going to be probably turned this way more because the microphone is here, as are the people who paid for you to be here. So, right? Dean Davis, members of the Grady faculty, distinguished guests, family and friends, and most of all you students, thank you for allowing me to be a part of your special day. It's indeed an honor and a privilege to be with you today. I'm particularly proud that my wife Debbie could be here. My daughter Hannah, who desperately wants to be here one day, she's a junior in high school right now. Her boyfriend Jack, who will be a freshman at the University of Georgia next year. My son Tyler couldn't be with us today because he's taking finals in preparation for the time when he too will be attending the University of Georgia. I owe Debbie a special thanks because, as Dean Davis alluded to, she was the one who worked every day to pay the bills so that I could achieve my dream of graduating from the University of Georgia and the Grady College. So graduates, congratulations, y'all. I mean, 4 or 5 or 6 years? But you did it. I mean, some folks might, yes. Some folks may have doubted you. You may have doubted yourself. But you're here. You're this close to graduating from the best college of journalism and mass communications in America and one of the finest universities in the land. Does it feel a little weird? Does it feel a little odd? I actually hope that it does feel a little weird because that's how significant this achievement is. I want to talk to you a little bit about something I call embracing now. And I'll talk about it in a few minutes, but I don't want you to miss the opportunity to embrace now, today, and in the coming days before you leave Athens. When you see your friends and your family today, and your eyes meet, I want that connection to linger just a bit longer. I want you to go down and stare at the arch. I really want you to take in downtown when you're there this weekend. You won't soon feel the sense of satisfaction again that you will feel over the course of the next couple of days, so please relish it. So, men and women of Grady, this is your time. It may not be the best time, but it is your time. Unfortunately, you can't choose another time to jump in. There's no DeLorean with a flux capacitor waiting outside to take you to a time of your choice. All the students are saying, what's the DeLorean? And all the parents, ask your parents, they'll be able to fill you in later. The point is, this is your time, embrace now and grab hold of it. You're about to leave this fuzzy, warm cocoon of support and positive reinforcement for a world that is still run by my generation and the generation before mine. And we are not like you. We are old, crusty fogies. We come from we have some crusty fogies in the audience, apparently. We're raised in a different time, back when dinosaurs ruled the earth and only the winning team got a trophy. When there were no medals for just showing up, winning was the only thing that was rewarded, and losing was met with anger and bitterness and shame. But being on the losing end sort of hardened us, and it gave us a bit of an edge. I'm not saying that my generation is better for it. In many ways, you are far better off having grown up and gone to school in a culture that favors collaboration over confrontation, mutually supportive rather than competitive relationships, valuing the good of the team over the good of the individual, and positive reinforcement at home and at school. But the business world that you're going to enter, whether you're an ad major or a PR major or social media or telecommunications or journalism, whatever it is, that world is not like you yet. It is still run by folks like me and my generation and the generation before mine. It's more like this. You're about to graduate with an A, B, J, or perhaps an MA, or maybe even a PhD. And my generation is standing outside that door saying, all right, Mr. A, B, J, all right, Miss MA, all right, Mr. PhD, come on out, we will teach you the rest of the alphabet. Now, my message to you is this is nothing to fear. It is something to be embraced. You are smarter at 22 than I am right now. But what you're not is experienced or wise. So what can you do? You can embrace the opportunity and you can work your tail off. I mean, work like you've never worked before. Commit yourself to being the person in your organization that will not be outworked. Embrace that moment. Embrace now. Listen, here's a little secret. Nobody expects very much of you right now. For the first 3 months, maybe for the first year on the job. So take advantage of that. You're only a rookie once. Throw your whole self at your job. Your margin for error is only going to get narrower as you progress in your career. So dive in. Fail while you're moving forward, soak it all up, and learn everything you can from those old fogies like me who are going to be surrounding you wherever you're working. When Dean Davis asked me to speak with you, I confess I had absolutely no idea what I was going to say. So I did what I always do when I'm faced with a challenge of this type. I sought out my mentor. He's a man who has delivered innumerable speeches and addresses to important audiences over a 35-year career at the Coca-Cola Company. His name is Mr. Earl Leonard. At the apex of his career, Mr. Leonard was responsible for all public affairs and communications activities, by the company in over 200 countries. By the way, he is a Georgia Grady grad and a Georgia law grad. So I met him in his office, and I was poring over all of his speeches, quite frankly, hoping something I could just steal. And as I'm doing that, I realized I'm not him. I have neither his incredible gift for oratory nor his life experience. So I turned to him somewhat exasperated, and I said, Mr. Leonard, what am I supposed to tell these students and their families? What possible counsel can I give them that will help them as they begin their journey? And he reminded me that people like hearing stories. So he said, tell them your story, the one about why I hired you. And I said, you mean the one about my keen intellect and my incredible creativity and my superior writing skills and the general awesomeness that just surrounds me like an aura? And he said, no, I mean the real story. And so here's how I got my job at Coke, and maybe it'll help you. I had the great privilege of being a graduate student intern at the Coca-Cola Company. And during that summer, I worked a good bit with Mr. Leonard and traveled with him. And over the course of the first 2-3 years of my career, I traveled around the world with Mr. Leonard. But this particular time was in the summer of my graduate student internship, and we were at the airport. And Mr. Leonard stopped to get his shoes shined. And he asked me if I wanted to get my shoes shined. And I said, no, Mr. Leonard, my shoes are fine. And he must have assumed that was because I couldn't pay for it. So he said, it's okay, I'll pay for it. Just go ahead and get your shoes shined. And I said, no, my shoes are fine. And he said, why don't you want to get your shoes shined? And I said, because as a little boy, my father taught me how to shine my own shoes. And I haven't found anybody who does it as well as me. We got to the hotel, and we were checking in, and I am just sort of enamored with the idea that for the first time in my life, I'm staying in a hotel room where the door doesn't open into a parking lot. And I sheepishly asked the lady behind the counter if there was somewhere in this huge building, was there an ironing board and an iron? And she sort of patted me on the hand and said, young man, all the rooms have their own ironing boards and their own irons. Mr. Leonard looked at me again and said, why do you need an ironing board and an iron? And I said, well, Mr. Leonard, I'm looking at the schedule, and we're going to a dinner at the State Department tonight, which was true. And I want to make sure that my shirt is pressed. Years later at Coca-Cola headquarters, I was speaking on a panel of Coca-Cola employees who were Georgia graduates, and we're taking questions from the students. One of them asked how each of us got our jobs. And I launched into this lengthy explanation about the importance of writing well and being objective-oriented and understanding the financials of the company and being able to read the balance sheet and the P&L statement and understanding how the business works. This is an auditorium full of people, and Mr. Leonard interrupts me. He said, that's not why I hired you at all. He said, I hired you because you shined your own shoes and you ironed your own shirt. I was speechless, but over the years, the more I've pondered what he meant by that, the prouder I've become of that moment. To him, those two things mattered. So, what's the takeaway for you? I think it's this. Pay attention to the little things because they matter. No job is too small to give your best effort. Sweat the details. Those entry-level jobs are all about the little things, the critical must-dos, the table stakes. Do them well, because you never know who's watching, and you never know what's important to them. Now, to balance out all that stuff about working as hard as you possibly can, let's talk a little bit about remembering what's important. I have a game I play in my head that helps me focus on the important things in life when I find my professional life is encroaching too much on my personal life. I call it the house or office is on fire question. I literally ask myself this question: the house is on fire, I know my loved ones are safe, I can grab one thing, maybe two, what do I grab? The office is on fire, I know my colleagues are safe, I have a second to grab something. What do I grab? And when I think about that, it allows me to recenter myself and show me again ultimately what's important. And it's changed over time. It's not always the same thing. So if I'm at home, the house is on fire, I know my family is safe, I've got a second, I grab my Bible. It's the one my mom and dad gave me when I was a young man. It's all tattered and torn. There are church bulletins crammed in it, sermon notes running up and down the borders of the pages. There are highlighted verses that have challenged me, or confused me, convicted me, or comforted me. I grab that. I would grab the hard drive that sits on our desk in our den, because it holds virtually every picture and video that my wife and I have of our son Tyler and my daughter Hannah. I grab that too. At work, I grab one thing. Office is on fire, colleagues are safe. I have a chance to grab one thing. I grab a big, fat manila folder that's in my desk drawer. Those of you who visited me in my office know where it is. You could probably grab it for me. And no, it does not contain the secret formula for Coca-Cola. Instead, it's full of pictures, snippets of paper with quotes on them, my very first press release with my name and phone number up in the contact area. There are stacks of thank you notes from students, former interns, colleagues, folks I've helped along the way. There are quotes that have inspired me. Let me tell you what's not in there. There's not a single performance appraisal in that folder. There are no letters from HR confirming a raise or a promotion or a new title. Only memories of good times with friends and colleagues, inspiring words, moments of pride, some moments of failure. A big folder full of memory and experience and wisdom, and I would grab that for sure. So, men and women of Grady, I believe you are going to be awesome at whatever you choose to do. I would wish you luck, but I don't think you're going to need it. You are smart. You are as ready as the best college of journalism and mass communications in America can make you. What you need now is experience and the wisdom that comes with it. What I do wish for you is success, however you define it, and achieved through hard work. That may mean material and financial reward, or it may not. Remember that sometimes the reward for a job well done is simply to have done it. So embrace now and dive in. I also wish for you a career and a life that leaves you with a fat manila folder full of great pictures and thank you cards from folks you've helped along the way. Dozens of scraps of paper with a great quote or a memory scrawled on each one. The kind of collection that reflects a person who always remembered what was important. If you do all this, if you embrace now and dive in, and you remember what's important, and you shine your own shoes, you'll be just fine. Grady graduates, thank you again for allowing my family and me to share this important day with you and your families, and God bless you.
Thank you, Scott. That's a guy who lives Grady College every day. Thank you. It's now my pleasure to introduce two of our amazing Grady students, distinguished senior orators, Whitney Jinks and Cody Nicholson. Typically, we have one top academic student. However, Whitney and Cody tied for this honor, so as they say, it's a good problem to have. Whitney Jinks is a public relations and Spanish double major from Jonesboro, Georgia. While at UGA, Whitney's been actively involved in Creative Consultants, Peter's Pals, Phi Beta Kappa, Blue Key Honor Society, and was in the inaugural class of Steve Koonin Scholars in Grady College. After graduating as a first honor graduate, Whitney will work in the Atlanta office of Porter Novelli, a global public relations firm. Cody Nicholson is a senior public relations major, minoring in political science and religion from Rockmart, Georgia. During his time at the university, Cody has served as the president of the Public Relations Student Society of America and as a Grady College ambassador. He's also a member of Creative Consultants, the Georgia District of Key Club International, the Honors Program, and the National Society of Collegiate Scholars. After graduating as a first honor graduate, Cody will remain in Athens and join the public relations firm of Jackson Spalding. Whitney, Cody.
Good afternoon, Grady students, faculty, staff, administrators, family, and friends. I'm so glad all of you can make it out today to celebrate the achievements of this incredible class of future communicators that sits behind me. For those of us who are graduating, today is exciting and important and exhilarating and a little terrifying, which is kind of how it felt when we first arrived in Athens 4 or 5, no judgment, years ago. As a freshman, I remember being so concerned with how I was going to stand out on a campus surrounded by 35,000 of my best friends. I flitted from organization to organization, trying to find a place where I fit. Then I walked into 120 Hooper Street for my first journalism class, and I arrived home. And I hope that's something that all of us have felt during our time here, that we truly are part of a family, the Grady family. No matter where life takes us, we will always share the bond created by this place. When we run into each other at professional functions down the road, we'll laugh as we recall sweating up those flights of stairs to the 5th floor. We'll laugh as we recall getting lost trying to figure out how to get from the 3rd floor to the 2nd floor. We'll talk about surviving comm law and still be proud about getting a few of Dr. Lee's pop culture questions right. We'll remember both of the incredible deans that served this place during our time here, and that professor who went out of his way to read over our articles at midnight one last time before deadline. We'll finally realize how cool it is that the Peabody Awards are housed in our college. Maybe we'll even start to understand that the Grady College changes the world, and just by graduating from it, we're part of that legacy. A legacy built on the work of the passionate people who graduate from here, people like Scott Williamson. And I know that sitting behind me are people who really are passionate about what they're going to do in life, because raise your hand if the starting salary is really just what pushed you to join journalism school. Okay, I didn't think so. The purpose of college in general is to learn how to turn your interests into viable careers, ideally how to monetize your passions. But what makes Grady so great, and we students so lucky, is that we get to share our work with others through our PSAs, our films, our social media campaigns, and our written words. What I think the Grady College is best at is teaching us how to tell the story of what we love, what truly ignites us to the world. When I picture the future for all of us, I sincerely hope that our time at the Grady College and UGA is not the best years of our lives, because with God willing 60+ years left on this planet, I would hate to think that I peaked at 22. But I do know that we will look back on these years as among the best, as the foundation for everything that we will accomplish in the future. I'm confident in saying that the best is yet to come, because we've got the Grady family and everything that entails behind us.
Now, this is the part where I come in with some newfound wisdom and groundbreaking advice on how to live your lives like only a 21-year-old with no real-life experience can. So, listen up. When I first started thinking about what to write for this portion of the speech, I'll admit it was greatly different from the speech that I'm about to deliver. The first draft was full of believe in yourself and chase your dream cliches. But then I thought, I want to talk about something that we don't hear often enough, and I think we need to hear. Our generation has been labeled the millennials. We've been called lazy and self-centered, the everybody gets a trophy generation. We're broke, we're frivolous spenders, we text too much, we're narcissistic, and we can't do anything for ourselves. Does that sound about right? Does that sound like an accurate description of these past 4 years and the years before that? As a millennial myself, I would say the answer to that question is a resounding no. So, how would I describe our generation? Well, I would start that by saying, on top of the increased social and professional expectations, we're a generation tangled in anxiety about economic security. While jobs are being shipped overseas and our country's in over its head in debt, we have to reinvent our own way of making it while adjusting our measurement of what it means to be successful. In doing so, we're designing a new framework of adulthood. But it's not because we're narcissistic, self-centered, or entitled. It's because we've had no other choice, growing up in a much more competitive world. We're the leaders of the social media movement, constantly seeking to connect and interact with our friends and family. We're widely recognized as progressive and open-minded. We place parenthood and marriage far above financial and career success. And collectively, we've garnered more volunteer and community service hours than any generation before us. Yes, we do care about our families, our friends, and our communities. We're on track to become the most educated generation in American history. And through digital and technological advancements, we're well on our way to earning the title of the most innovative as well. The future is not some place we are going, it is a place we are creating. Yes, we may be the hashtag generation, and much of what we have to say has to be done in 140 characters or less, but we are more than that. We're upbeat, we're optimistic, we're confident, we're self-expressive, we're open-minded, and we're smart. We are world changers and difference makers, and that's just a small part of who we are. So, I'll admit, that sounded a little bit narcissistic, but I think it's incredibly important to oftentimes remind ourselves of who we actually are and what we actually do. Speaking of social media and hashtags, Whitney and I were talking just before the ceremony started, and we thought this would be an incredible opportunity to get an Oscar-style selfie with Mr. Scott Williamson and Dean Davis with the graduating class filling in the background.
Can we break Ellen's record? I think so. Okay, y'all in the first rows have to help us out.
You gotta get the other way. Come in, Whitney. I got it. Yeah,
We'll tweet it out, don't worry.
We'll tag you, we'll hashtag it, we'll do whatever we need to do. Grady will probably retweet us, it's gonna be awesome.
So hopefully that didn't undo all the great things that Cody just said about our generation, even though it was a selfie. But before we close, we'd like to thank a few people who are truly responsible for us standing in front of you today. I may be a little biased, but I'm convinced that the Grady faculty and staff are the best of all the colleges on campus and maybe in the world. And that starts with the leadership of people like Dean Davis, Dr. Reichert, Dr. Hume, Dr. Hollifield, Dr. Diane Miller, who for many is the first face of Grady that they meet, and Dr. Parker Middleton, who truly exemplifies the role of Grady's diplomat, and who I think knows the name of every single person who's ever stepped foot in the building since she started working there. I also a huge thank you to two PR professors with whom I've gotten the chance to work with outside of class this year, and that's Dr. Betty Jones and Kristen Smith, who are the most supportive mentors that anyone could ever ask for. And most importantly, I'd like to thank my family. To my aunt and uncle who are here today and the ones that couldn't make it, thank you for loving me and supporting me like I'm your own daughter. To my big sister Erin, who's taking her last final of nursing school right now, thank you for keeping me very grounded and reminding me to chill out. To my niece Nolly, thank you for keeping me young and making me laugh and for teaching me how to do that thing on Snapchat because you're so much hipper at 11 than I will ever be. And to my mom and dad, thank you for everything. All of my success, past, present, and hopefully future, is because of you and for you. I wake up and thank God that I'm fortunate enough to be one of two people on this whole planet that get to call Beverly and Arthur Jinks my parents. I love you.
I would also like to take this opportunity to thank the Grady College faculty and staff and all of the parents, close friends, and relatives who are here with us today. Specifically, I would like to thank the PR faculty, who I've worked closely with and I know have positioned our program at Grady to be one of the best public relations programs in the country. Thank you to Victoria Cooper, our academic advisor, who is not only the best academic advisor on the planet, but is also a wonderful friend. And thank you to Dean Davis, who I believe to be the best dean on UGA's campus. I would also like to thank my colleagues, who I can also call my friends, who are here from Jackson Spalding. They're here today supporting me. Thank you for helping me grow professionally and personally as well, and accepting me into the JS family. Also, thank you to my close friends, many of whom sit behind me on this platform today, for standing behind me and constantly reminding me to relax and have fun, which for those of you who know me, neither of which are short orders. I would also like to thank my family. Dad, thanks from at a very young age, always telling me that can't never could, but that I always can. Mom, thank you for never allowing an opportunity to tell me how much you love me and how proud of me you are pass you by. To my nanny for teaching me how to love with all I've got and how to fight with everything in me, for being my guardian angel and being my hero. To my sister Mandy for being by my side throughout all of life's experiences, both the difficult and the easy. To my little brother Eli and my 3 nephews, Dakota, Caden, and Bryson, for bringing many laughs and much pride into my life, always making me want to be a better person every day to be the best role model I can for you. And to my step-parents, John and Stephanie, and grandparents, Dennis and Renee, thank you for loving me and accepting me as if I am your own, always loving me. Thank you all for seeing my dreams as your dreams and doing all that you can to make sure that they come true. Finally, but most importantly, I would like to thank God, for it has been His word, His love, and His grace that has served as my roadmap and source of strength these past 4 years. Now, bringing it all back to Grady. Regardless of what your major is, whether it's journalism, digital and broadcast, mass media arts, public relations, or advertising, essentially we all have one common purpose. At this point in the speech, I'm sure maybe some of your parents are like mine and they're sitting on the edge of their seat paying special close attention. Because after splitting the student loan bill to the tune of about $40,000, my parents still say, "So what exactly are you going to be doing whenever you get a job?" We do all have one common purpose, and that is we tell stories. We make people laugh, we make people cry, we tell them what they need to know, what they want to know, and where they can learn more. Whether it's through filming, writing, reporting, or designing, we're storytellers. And graduates, today is only part of our story. These past few years are simply one small chapter in a volume of work, much of which is still unwritten. So I will issue a challenge to all of you. No matter what anyone tells you you can or cannot do, no matter what challenges or obstacles you have to overcome, no matter how easy at times it may seem to quit, and no matter how many voices or how many people try to silence you, I challenge you to never stop telling your story. Because after today, you're going to be a member of the Grady Society and a graduate of the finest institution in all the land. Your story deserves to be told. And it's only just beginning. So keep writing it, keep telling it, and make it a good one. May the dreams of your past and present be the reality of your future. Congratulations, Grady College class of 2014. We did it.
Cody, Whitney, wow, thank you. Brilliant. Well, it's almost that time, but we've alluded a couple of times, and we haven't taken a moment to formally thank what one of you just rightly said is the world's best faculty. Would the faculty and staff of Grady College please stand? I am just a wee bit biased because they are my faculty and staff, but what an amazing group of people and what work they do on behalf of your students. Well, it's that time for the introduction of the candidates. I'd like to bring forward Associate Dean Jeff Springston.
Thank you, Dean Davis. And I'd like to offer a special welcome to all of you on behalf of the graduate faculty and, more importantly, on behalf of the graduating graduate students today. It's been really an honor for me for about the last 8 years to lead the graduate program of this college. It really is one of the best in the country. Many of our graduate students go on, those that receive doctoral degrees go on to be leaders at other universities, and many others go on to be leaders in industry, nonprofit, etc. And today, I think, was a perfect encapsulation of that. This morning, I had the honor of introducing Dr. Kathy Richardson, who was both an MA and a PhD graduate out of our program. And she has had so many honors, including being named the Professor of the Year by our leading professional association on a national level and rising to the level of provost in her institution. And having opportunity to get in to see Scott, who has risen to a very high level in what I consider to be the best company in the world. With that, it is with great pleasure that I ask the candidates for Doctor of Philosophy to please come forward to be recognized. Osankar Gogo. Her dissertation title is The Effect of Negative Celebrity Endorsement Publicity on Cause-Related Marketing, Understanding the Role of Organization Public Relationships. Congratulations. Evan L. Kropp, dissertation, Social TV, Viewer Interactions with Television Production, The Case of Bones. Stephen P. McCreary, dissertation title, Traditional Mass Media and the iPad, How the Tablet is Redefining the Way We Consume Content. Marcus Casey Myers, dissertation title, Revising the Narrative of Early U.S. Public Relations History, an analysis of the depictions of PR practice and professionals in the popular press, 1770 to 1918. And I have to tell on Casey because he only had 1,724 footnotes in his dissertation, so couldn't make 1,800. Xingmei Cheng, dissertation title, The Influence of Organizational Culture of News Organizations and Professional Culture of Journalism on the U.S. News Media's Adoption of User-Generated Content. Yan Shan, dissertation title, The Credibility of Online Product Reviews, Do Perceived Similarity, Source Prestige, and Argument Quality Foster the Emergence of Trust? Olesa Wenger, dissertation title, A Comprehensive Analysis of Online Escort Services Advertising. Now I'd like to ask the candidates for Master of Arts to come forward.
Thank you.
Carrie Kerstetter, thesis title, Measuring and Mapping Twitter Engagement, Fortune 500 Companies Make Good on Dialogic Promise. Martina Klaas, Corporate Stewardship in Public Relations here and I can't pronounce that. La Aki, very good. How top companies in the US and Brazil use their websites to build and maintain relationships. Holly Ann Simpson, thesis, Students of Public Relations, Motivations and Career Aspirations. April T. Bailey. Catherine Marie Ball. Ian Thomas Brannon. Carolyn Christ. Jamie Rose Donaldson. Jing Hong. Kelby J. Lamar. Shu Lee. Theodore O. Lawrence. Gumping Ma. Sarah Patricia Moore. Jody Murphy. Alicia Sherelle Smith. Zhengzhu Wang. Congratulations. Wen Wen. Antoine Melvin Williams. Julianne Christine Wyrick. Congratulations. Juan Helena Zhang. And that completes the graduate students. Now I would like to introduce my good friend and colleague, Dr. Tom Reichert, Department Head for Advertising Public Relations.
Thank you, Dr. Springston. I appreciate that. Parents, family, friends, and soon-to-be alumni, warm greetings from faculty in the Department of Advertising and Public Relations. One of our primary missions is to prepare your sons and daughters for meaningful careers in advertising, public relations, and related fields. The transformation from general education courses to job-ready young professionals is not easy, and it doesn't happen overnight. It takes place in the classroom, but also real-world scenarios that we've created for our students. And in this respect, we've had a banner year. 5 of our students on the stage, 5 of them were flown to New York as well as to South by Southwest by Madison Avenue Agency to present the results of their 6-month research project. Over 120 students worked on campaign projects for brands such as Turner Entertainment, Burton & Burton, and AT&T. More than 100 students participated in faculty-led trips to Washington, D.C., Chicago, Atlanta, and New York to visit agencies and corporate partners. This spring, 10 students earned AdWords certification thanks to a new program with partners Google and Performix. And over 24 students benefited from boot camps and exclusive internships with Moxie International, not to mention the exclusive internships that we have with Coca-Cola North America, thanks to Scott Williams. And in just a few days, 22 students will be heading to New York. 32 students are going to be enrolled in our creative leadership program in Atlanta, and 50 students are traveling to southern France to participate in the Cannes Line Study Abroad program. So as you can see, we're diligently working to enhance student experiences to better prepare them for exciting opportunities beyond today. So parents, thank you for entrusting your sons and daughters with us. Graduates, even as you're itching to begin the next phase of your lives, please make a commitment to stay connected with us. I speak on behalf of my faculty when I say that you've made a difference in our lives, and we hope that we've made a difference in yours. Let me introduce 2 of our department's outstanding teachers who will be reading names of our graduates. First will be Dr. Jay Hamilton, who is this year's Meg's Professor at the university level, the highest honor that you can earn as a teacher at the University of Georgia. He will be followed by Dr. Betty Jones, a perennial award-winning teacher who will read names of our public relations graduates.
This is a special honor for me. One of the classes that I teach out of the Grady College is the Principles of Advertising, which is the first class that all of our advertising majors here suffered through with me. And it's a wonderful thing to be able to see them now, preparing to graduate. So it's very gratifying for me. So I'm very pleased to present to you the candidates for Bachelor of Arts of Journalism in Advertising. Graduating cum laude, Morgan Elizabeth Anderson. Gabriella Nicole Aponte. Graduating cum laude, Alyssa Saunders Arnett. Charles Rowan Arundale. Graduating magna cum laude, Kelsey Ann Avera. Graduating cum laude, Toy Monet Banks. Julia Nicole Badinelli. Graduating magna cum laude, Ashlyn Marie Bell. Jordan M. Ben Hanania. Graduating magna cum laude, Braxton Tyler Bodenhamer. Jenna Grace Bolanini. Kelsey Olivia Boswell. Graduating cum laude, Patrice Sana Boswell. Anne Gail Bosey. Graduating with a certificate in new media, Chelsea Martin Bremer. Graduating with a certificate in new media and a Grady ambassador, and graduating cum laude, Sydney Jonquil Bush. Matthew Maist Betancourt Pimenta. Graduating magna cum laude, Morgan Kent Caraway. Adria Simone Cassese. Is that right? Graduating summa cum laude, Christine Jane Chu. Tyler Paul Kleinbell. Lauren Francis Cooper. Graduating cum laude, Maria Irene Kramer. Graduating cum laude, Michelle Elizabeth DeMasi. Graduating cum laude, Angela Christine Nicolo. Nikita Sanjeev Desai. Graduating magna cum laude, Sarah Noel Doobie. Casey Channing Elliott. Graduating cum laude, Mary Hampton Farr. Graduating cum laude, Kara Frances Felleman. Lauren Marie Foster. Graduating cum laude, Taylor Juliet Fraser. Graduating magna cum laude, Lindsay Hannah Goff. Jamie Elizabeth Gallagher. Go ahead. Graduating magna cum laude, Amanda Tula Ganger. Graduating cum laude, Mariah Caitlin Gazaway. Graduating magna cum laude, Taryn Marie Gilreath. Graduating summa cum laude with honors, Sarah Elizabeth Ginsburg. Jenny Elizabeth Griffinhagen. Graduating summa cum laude with honors, Lindsay Lorraine Hall. Alexandra Paige Halstead. Kristen Kimberly Hash. Graduating cum laude, Kelsey Elizabeth Hurd. Graduating cum laude, Hannah Carrington Heller. Graduating cum laude with a new media certificate, Jamie Nicole Herndon. Graduating as a Grady Ambassador, Catherine Elaine Holt. Graduating cum laude, Emily Catherine Hood. Graduating magna cum laude with a new media certificate, Emily Scott Hovis. Graduating cum laude with a new media certificate, Ann Kennedy Irvin. Graduating summa cum laude, Channing Olivia Jones. Nicole Louise Jones. Natalie Mennell Jocelyn. Graduating magna cum laude with a new media certificate, Paige Emily Kelly. John Thomas Kennan. Catherine Claire Kill. Graduating cum laude, Lauren Lee Kloffenstein. Graduating cum laude, Maria A. Kaninsky. Shelby Lauren Litz. Graduating cum laude with a new media certificate, William Earl Looney. Jennifer Anna Lovovich. Anna Catherine Martin. Stephanie Martin. Graduating magna cum laude with high honors, Brittany Elizabeth McGrew. Benjamin Yancey Means. Graduating magna cum laude with a new media certificate, Kate Elizabeth Melton. Carolyn Taylor Miller. Whitney Lynn Miller. Victor Chris Miltiades. Graduating magna cum laude, Ryan Thomas Moyer. Graduating cum laude and Grady Ambassador, Brandon David Murphy. Graduating cum laude, Rachel Elizabeth Neville. Chelsea Ann Niekamp. Absolutely. Keenan Rance Nix II. Graduating magna cum laude, new media certificate, and a Grady Ambassador, Christine Marie O'Neill. Graduating with a new media certificate, Courtney Lee Peacock. Graduating cum laude, Logan Nicholas Porter. Graduating magna cum laude with honors, Joseph Michael Posway Jr. Graduating cum laude, David William Rajecki. Graduating magna cum laude, Ellie Grace Reed. Simone Ruth Rego. Graduating magna cum laude with a new media certificate, Natalie Marie Robertson. Graduating cum laude with a new media certificate, Arturo Rodriguez. Graduating cum laude, Shelby Diane Rudd. Graduating magna cum laude, Chandler Park Rumsey. Graduating cum laude, Kelsey Joyce Runyon. Graduating magna cum laude with a new media certificate, Skylar Linnea Russell. Graduating cum laude, Samuel John Seidman. Not a problem. Graduating cum laude, Derek Paul Satterfield. Graduating magna cum laude, Elizabeth Rose Shin. Graduating summa cum laude with a new media certificate, Victoria Antoinette Skinner. Thank you. I'm going to shake your hands. Graduating with a new media certificate, Kristen Carolyn Smith. Good. Graduating summa cum laude, Lily K. Stockton. Graduating magna cum laude with honors and a new media certificate, Elliot Kofsky Strauss. Thank you. Hannah Lauren Sullivan. I know you want one, but you just got to wait a little bit. Graduating magna cum laude, Samantha Shelby Tillery. Kelly Marie Truitt. Graduating cum laude, Samantha Ryan Turnback. Thank you. William Robinson Turner IV. Graduating magna cum laude and a Grady Ambassador, Melissa Lee Volpe. Graduating cum laude, Mary McCall Wamsley. Hugh Carlton Williams. Graduating cum laude, Lauren Elizabeth Woods. Let's give a hand to all the graduates in advertising. And now I'd like to introduce Dr. Betty Jones, who will introduce the candidates for the Bachelor of Arts in Journalism in Public Relations.
It is my great pleasure to introduce to you the candidates for degrees in public relations. First, I want to say a special thank you to the parents who raised these extraordinary young women and men and gave them to us for the last 3 or 4 years. And to our graduates, as you step into your future tomorrow, we hope that you'll leave Grady knowing that we prepared you with the knowledge and experience that will help you change the world, and please don't ever lose sight of that. I'm honored to introduce to you our first distinguished senior orator, graduating summa cum laude with honors and a Grady Ambassador. This year he was president of the largest PRSSA chapter in the world and was given the National PRSSA Altschul Award for his outstanding internship at Southern Company. Congratulations, Cody Scott Nicholson. Our second distinguished senior orator is also graduating summa cum laude with honors. This young woman directed PRSSA's student-run PR firm and was selected as the Jackson Spalding PRSSA Outstanding Senior Award. Congratulations to Whitney Victoria Jenks. Stephanie Aaron Ackerstein, cum laude. Graduating magna cum laude with honors, Alicia Adlers. Graduating cum laude, Grady Ambassador, Joseph Burton Arnold. Graduating cum laude, Megan Patricia Arnold. Dana Balch. Graduating magna cum laude, Bianca Lynn Barron. Graduating summa cum laude, Grady Ambassador, Elizabeth Jean Bertrand. Graduating magna cum laude with honors, Nicole Gray Bobbitt. Graduating summa cum laude with honors, Christine Marie Body. Graduating magna cum laude, new media certificate, Alexandra Tana Bossard. Graduating cum laude, Christina Ann Bruchy. Graduating magna cum laude, Haley Chapman. Graduating magna cum laude, Yura Chong. Graduating cum laude, Anna Mackenzie Clark. Graduating magna cum laude, Annalise Simone Coronel. Graduating magna cum laude, new media certificate, Megan Ashley Deese. Graduating summa cum laude, Melanie Catherine Doyle. Graduating cum laude with honors, Hadley Marie Drabelbas. Graduating summa cum laude with honors, Jared Ethan Dunn. Graduating cum laude, William Clark Elliott. Graduating magna cum laude, Grady Ambassador, Allison Michelle Fionda. Graduating summa cum laude with honors, Megan Louise Flanagan. Graduating cum laude with new media certificate, Reagan Michelle Fromm. Graduating magna cum laude, Morgan Lee Fuller. Graduating summa cum laude with honors, Joy Elizabeth Glaze. Graduating magna cum laude with high honors, Mary Grace Griffin. Graduating magna cum laude, new media certificate, Kendall Elizabeth Griffey. Graduating summa cum laude with honors, Olivia Ann Hartley. Graduating magna cum laude, Julia Levins Hemingway. Graduating summa cum laude, Claire Rebecca Henderson. Julie Ruth Hochbauer. Graduating magna cum laude, Ainsley Dahl Hollifield. Graduating cum laude with honors, new media certificate, Jenna E. Huckabee. Graduating magna cum laude, Alyssa Montemuro Hutchinson. Graduating summa cum laude, Caitlin Diane Hyde. Graduating summa cum laude, new media certificate, Rianne Gloria Jen. Graduating cum laude, Abigail Ray Jensen. New media certificate, Sophia Abraham Jasani. Graduating magna cum laude, Rachel Helen Kaplan. Graduating magna cum laude, Ashley Marie Kitchell. Graduating cum laude with honors, new media certificate, Patrick William Klibanoff. Graduating magna cum laude, Abigail Christine Leonard. Sabrina Lafayette Lewis. Graduating summa cum laude, Rachel Michelle Lusby. Graduating cum laude, Mary Glenn Mashburn. Graduating cum laude, Chandler Kathleen Melton. Graduating magna cum laude, Selby Ann Merritt. Graduating cum laude, Sydney Catherine Middlebrooks. Graduating cum laude, Julia Kathleen Michael. Graduating magna cum laude, Renee Lindsay Michelli. Graduating magna cum laude, Andrew Charles Mobley. Graduating magna cum laude, Cassie Ann Moy. Graduating magna cum laude with honors, Christopher Edward Neal. Anna Lilia Orozco. New media certificate, Caitlin Mackenzie Park. Graduating magna cum laude, Mary Margaret Parrish. Laura Olivia Patat. Graduating cum laude, Henry Christian Tyler Patterson. Graduating cum laude, new media certificate, Kelly Ann Peters. Graduating cum laude, new media certificate, Grady Ambassador, Stephanie May Pham. Graduating cum laude, Kylie Elizabeth Piacek. Graduating magna cum laude, Michelle Lynn Place. Graduating cum laude, Camilla Prada Ray. Graduating magna cum laude, new media certificate, Laura Kathleen Purcell. Graduating cum laude, Thien Kim Lee Quash. Graduating magna cum laude with honors, Catherine Jean Reese. Graduating cum laude, Kelly Brooke Rain. Lauren Olivia Schuster. Graduating magna cum laude, Brooke Elizabeth Shiras. Graduating magna cum laude, Morgan Ashley Sinclair. Graduating cum laude, Samantha Helene Slappy. Graduating magna cum laude, Anne Virginia Smith. Graduating magna cum laude, Jennifer Kylie Starnes. Taylor Mackenzie Tanner. Graduating magna cum laude, Jessie Hamlin Tharrington. Graduating cum laude, Victoria Elizabeth Tidwell. Blake Matthew Turner. Graduating magna cum laude, Elizabeth Faith Turner. Graduating cum laude, Abigail Elizabeth Horton. Please join me in congratulating these wonderful PR. And now join me in welcoming Dr. Janice Hume, Professor and Head of Journalism.
Good afternoon. On behalf of the faculty of the Department of Journalism, I offer my heartfelt congratulations to the candidates here on the stage and to everyone here in the auditorium who encouraged them along the way. The first journalism class at the University of Georgia was taught 100 years ago this academic year. I believe strongly that today's group of graduates is as well prepared as any in the last century to enter the world of journalism and mass communication. While at Grady, they have worked with a dedicated, award-winning faculty. I'll give just one example. Dr. Lee Becker received in August the Deutschmann Award, a major award for excellence in research. This award is given to one person in the nation and not every year, and is for a body of scholarship over a career that has contributed to our understanding of the role of media in society. At the award ceremony, Dr. Becker was celebrated for his passion and his drive to work for democracy. Our students have made full use of many exciting journalism initiatives, and again, I'll just give one example. Our newly launched sports media certificate that the Dean mentioned earlier is innovative and rigorous. It is, yes, the first in the Southeastern Conference. It is quite literally the best in the country. Here at Grady, the combination of dedicated faculty and great students is electric. Our journalism majors have learned to report, write, edit, and produce stories that matter for a variety of platforms and many different audiences. They have excelled in public affairs journalism, magazines, management, visual communication, and sports. These graduates will join the ranks of Grady journalism alumni who cover the world at places like NBC Universal, ESPN, Barron's, Financial Times, community newspapers, Hearst Magazines, CNN, and the New York Times. Our students want to make a difference, and they will do so with the courage and with the strong ethical traditions that are the hallmark of journalism at Grady. We are so very proud of them. To present our candidates, I'm pleased to introduce Dr. Keith Herndon, a popular and gifted visiting professor of journalism, who this year is our Journalism Department Teacher of the Year. Dr. Herndon.
Thank you. I am also a Grady grad, class of '82, so I represent some of that old foginess that Scott was talking about, but I try to keep the crustiness to a minimum, okay? Okay, so I'd like to present the candidates in the Department of Journalism. Morgan Arl Bela. Jessica Ann Baines, graduating cum laude. Helen DeWitt Beckner. Zoe Camille Bronner. David Chastain Bristow. Caroline Dupuis Brown, cum laude. Graduating cum laude, Jessica Leah Bruno. Graduating cum laude, Haley Nicole Bulmer. Graduating magna cum laude, Hillary Lynn Buchek. Graduating magna cum laude, Sydney Anderson Champagne. Jessica Taylor Charmali. Graduating magna cum laude with high honors and a new media certificate and also a Grady Ambassador, Lindsay Rogers Cook. Graduating cum laude, Shanda Nicole Crow. Mary Evan Davis. Graduating magna cum laude with honors, Caitlin Lorraine Dramus. Leah Renee Dykus. Kelsey Amanda Eccles. With a new meter certificate, Katie Elizabeth Emery. Lydia Michelle Fletcher. Graduating cum laude with honors, Nicholas Theodore Farizos. Yasmin Jahan Freitman. Graduating cum laude, Nicole Marie Glazogne. Elizabeth Abigail Gant. Graduating summa cum laude with honors and also a Grady Ambassador, Allison Michelle Goldstein. Graduating cum laude, Nathaniel Lee Grant. Jane Ellen Hardy. Lindsay Paige Harris. Sydney Lee Herwig. Graduating magna cum laude, Kristen Olivia Hiller. Graduating magna cum laude, Hillary Jane Holman. Graduating with a new media certificate, Matthew James Ria. Katie Allison Jackson. Grady Ambassador, April Antoinette James. Graduating with honors, Sarah Franklin Justice. Graduating magna cum laude with high honors, Jeanette Alexander Kazmierzik. Graduating cum laude, Kimberly Danielle Kazmierski. Graduating magna cum laude with honors, Lori Jenna Keong. Elizabeth Lane Landers. Graduating cum laude, Kathleen Marie Laporte. Graduating magna cum laude, Tia Lynn Lakorchik. Graduating magna cum laude, Hillary Faith Maloney. Graduating magna cum laude, Kristen Marie Melcori. Christina Grace Montford. Kaylin Nicole O'Brien. With a new media certificate, Zachary Philip Parker. Graduating cum laude, Heather Elizabeth Pitts. Graduating cum laude, Kathleen Rose Pringaman. Graduating magna cum laude, Claire Michelle Rulin. Graduating cum laude, Sarah. Sarah? Seji. Okay, sorry about that. Tyler Marie Sims. Hey there. Katie Leanne Sparks. Tyler Eugene Sullivan. Samuel Shoemaker Sutleaf. Alexandria Rose Taylor, graduating cum laude. Graduating cum laude, Meredith Louise Thornhill. Graduating magna cum laude, Maria Del Pilar Torres. Nicholas Stephen Watson. Alexandra Lyons Watt. Graduating cum laude with honors, Macaulay Jean Williams. Caroline Margaret Wingate. Graduating magna cum laude, Whitney Michelle Wazinski. Graduating cum laude, Gina Jiang Yu. Let's give a round of applause for the Department of Journalism candidates for graduation. I'd like to now introduce Dr. Ann Hollyfield, the chair of the Department of Telecommunications.
Thank you, Dr. Herndon. On behalf of the faculty and staff of the Department of Telecommunications, it's my delight today to say congratulations, graduates, and congratulations to all of you who have helped bring him here to this day. As Dean Davis said a few minutes earlier, this is always the happiest day of the Grady calendar, but for those of us in the Department of Telecommunications, it's also always a slightly bittersweet day, because it has been our privilege and our pleasure for the last 2 years to work with the young men and women who have come here to pursue their dreams and to help them, to mentor them, and to help them along this 2-year journey to this day of graduation. The Department of Telecommunications prepares young people to pursue a wide variety of careers in the visual arts. Today, our graduates will be leaving here to go pursue careers as anchors, producers, reporters in television, digital, online, and mobile news. They'll be leaving here to go to be screenwriters and scriptwriters, directors, producers, filmmakers in Hollywood, in New York, and here in the new Hollywood of the East, Atlanta, which is one of the fastest growing filmmaking markets in the country. As you have already heard, they are leaving here well prepared. Several of our students won national awards and top honors at the International Festival of Media Arts, which is sponsored by the National Broadcast Education Association and the National Association of Broadcasters. And many of our students will be leaving here right after today to go to the Cannes Film Festival, and then later this summer out to LA to work in the film industry. And this fall, they will be working with Turner Broadcasting to create new forms of content that will help cable producers and show producers maintain audiences going forward. We are very proud of all their accomplishments, and we are very excited about their future. As we all know, this is a time of great change in the communication industries, but we're not the least bit concerned because we know that this year's graduates and the students who follow them will be the leaders of the future in this industry and the people who create that industry. And we are excited to watch all of their many successes. So again, congratulations, graduates, and I'm pleased to introduce two of my colleagues, Professor Chris Shumway, who is Department of Telecommunications Teacher of the Year, and Professor James Biddle, who will be introducing the students in our Mass Media Arts program. Professor Shumway.
Next two of us are pretty tall, so. It is a great honor to get to do this. I've had the opportunity to do this a couple of times, and I look back at this beautiful group of people whom I'm dearly going to miss. And this couldn't be a bigger thrill. So I have the great honor, the great privilege to present to you the candidates for degree in the Digital and Broadcast Journalism major. Sydney Jade Adams. Hillary Beth Allen, graduating cum laude. Also graduating cum laude, Blake Marie Ainsley. Congratulations. Danielle Nicole Barker. Graduating summa cum laude, also a Grady Ambassador, Carlin Noel Barnett. Graduating with a new media certificate, Brenna Christine Boczynski. Oh, you want to do all? Oh. Do them all? Okay. Graduating magna cum laude, threw me off. Also a Grady Ambassador, and Mr. Vegas, Benjamin Wayne Floyd Bolton. Jonathan Tyler Brooks. Graduating cum laude, Tiffany Renee Buck. Graduating cum laude, Colt Burnett. That's why I missed up on that. And he gave me instructions. Graduating magna cum laude, Noel Elizabeth Couch. Emily Dawn Curl. Graduating magna cum laude with a new media certificate, a Grady Ambassador, Meredith Riley Dean. Graduating cum laude, Christine O'Connell Dial. Graduating cum laude, Courtney Donovan Emery. Kendall Kip Forward. Graduating magna cum laude, John Wright Gazaway. Samantha Michelle German. Christopher Michael Gilmore. Leah Ruth Goldman. Haley Alexandra Hoffman. A Grady Ambassador, Corey Kavan James. Monica Julie Kalusik. Joy Young Lee. Allison Catherine Miller. Hannah Ruth Kendall Patrick. Graduating summa cum laude, also a Grady Ambassador, Catherine Rebecca Patterson. Taylor Denise Perkins. Graduating cum laude, Bonnie Amber Pinter. Graduating cum laude, Therese Mariah Riza. Amanda Elizabeth Rizzo. Graduating cum laude, Natalia Carolina Rodriguez. Graduating cum laude, Paula Jean Michelle Rotondo. Allison Nicole Salzman. Graduating cum laude, Ian Christopher Saunders. Graduating magna cum laude, Ashley Nicole Shamadi. Graduating cum laude, Avery Jane Smith. Graduating cum laude with a new media certificate, Jessica Kiran Supnanan. Graduating cum laude, Brian Andrew Stewart. Graduating cum laude with a new media certificate, Holly Elizabeth Sweat. Graduating cum laude, Lindsay Sarah Tuman. Graduating magna cum laude, Emily Rose Turk. That concludes the presentation of graduates in the Digital and Broadcast Journalism major. Let's hear it for them. Come on, families. I predict some weirdness tonight. All right, now I have a big pleasure to introduce my show closer, the big man, the master of the universe, Mr. James Biddle, Professor of Mass Media Arts.
Hello. Ladies and gentlemen, friends and family, proud parents, all those anxious about parking and your dinner reservations. Please note, I will not let one single person on this stage go out quietly. Prepare yourselves. Forgive me, one last thing that is cryptic, but it must be said. God bless the crew of the ship and long live the 136. Okay. It is my honor and privilege to present the candidates for the Bachelor of Arts Journalism in Mass Media Arts. Nicole Colby Bachiller. Anastasia Corinne Bandemir. Graduating cum laude and a Grady Ambassador, Jenna Marissa Barnett. Kate Bell. At this time, Stella is escorting her student who is graduating cum laude with honors, Andrea Marie Beltran. Molly Kate Berg. Jenna Nicole Byro. Caitlin Elizabeth Black. Graduating cum laude with honors, Austin Jessen Bluen. Graduating cum laude, Carolee Renee Brannon. John Mark McBridges, Jr. Christine Choi. Thank you, my love. Nicholas Kyle Coker. A Grady Ambassador, Sarah Ann Cossart. You forgot it. It's okay. No, that's fine. It's like, ladies and gentlemen, graduating cum laude, Taylor DeBell. Ladies and gentlemen, Richard Michael DeRose. Taylor Brooke DeThomas. You're welcome. Graduating cum laude, Daniel Dunham. Graduating magna cum laude, Cole Adams Ernest. My back's starting to hurt. Barry Austin Irvin. Thank you. Can't wait for the night. Alexander James Fitchett. That's what it is. Graduating cum laude, Joseph Anthony Fritach. Graduating summa cum laude with honors, Caroline Hope Freeman. Very proud of you. Very proud of you. Page 2, there he is. How you doing? Louis Galanti. Thank you, sir. Oh. Exactly. Hayden Brooks Guest. Nishima Gupta.
Thank you.
Thank you. Graduating cum laude, Travis Sanders Harris. Got ahead of myself. Graduating magna cum laude, Drew Hart. Stephen Daniel Lamb. Graduating cum laude with a new media certificate, Samuel Stern Larson. Graduating cum laude, Jennifer Annette Lattimore. Tukio Aching Machini. Graduating cum laude and your Grady Fest organizer, Kara Joy Maltby. Thank you. Graduating magna cum laude, Whitney Elise McDaniel. Good job, kid. You bet. Thank you. Oh, that's okay. Ooh, graduating magna cum laude with a new media certificate, Julia Frances McDonald. You made it. I was worried. Graduating cum laude with a new media certificate, Paul Thomas Poppy Merrill. Graduating cum laude, William Venus Means. Graduating magna cum laude with a new media certificate, Caitlin Lee the Mobster Mobley. Graduating magna cum laude, Nicole Victoria Moran. Thank you. Graduating cum laude, William James, his professional name being Chuck Pierce. Thank you. Aubrey Oliver Polk. Thanks, man. Thank you. Graduating cum laude with a new media certificate, Ilya Markovich Polyakov. Thank you. Yeah, okay. Connor Powley. I took the rest of it. You know, that's just how we do. I just wanted to know. Josephine Blair Von Ron. Yep. Woo! All right. Gabriel Ram. Thank you, baby. Allie Meredith Rowland. You are the best. Graduating magna cum laude, Sierra Alexandria Teresa Rowe. Go get him, kid. Graduating magna cum laude, Nicole Alexandra Scouten. Graduating magna cum laude with a new media certificate, Alexandra Lucille Sheridan. Graduating summa cum laude with honors, Evan Matthew Simmons. Love you, brother. Hey, fun guy. Oh, nice. Okay, good. That's, yeah. Gotcha. Yep. Grades aren't due till Monday. Okay. Eric Simpson. Okay. All right. Graduating magna cum laude with honors and a new media certificate, Kayla Chin Sklar. Jared Christian Stepp. Graduating cum laude, Kelsey Jordan Tate. Love you, kid. Love you. Yeah. What's going on? I'm sure you don't need those. No, not really. Graduating magna cum laude, Allison Jane Thacker. Come here, yes, so-and-so. Yeah. Alexandra Toddy. Well done. Graduating magna cum laude, Paige Walker. Got to step back for this one, you'll find out why. Graduating magna cum laude with honors, Norman Thomas Stormin Norman Webster. The official poet laureate of the 136, Mike Young. I want your hands to blister, your throats to close up, and the foundations of this building to shake for you to cheer for every single person on this stage. Can you dig it?
Well done. Well done. We like them just a little bit here at Grady College. Representing our more than 21,000 alumni on this special occasion is Eric Neesmith, our Alumni Society Chair and a 2002 grad of Grady College. Eric, Vice President of Business Development for Community Newspapers Incorporated, recently received recognition as a member of Editor and Publisher's 25 Under 35, showing more than ever that it's the younger generation leading newspapers and journalism, challenging conventional thinking, and making journalism as exciting a place to work as it is to learn. Eric?
Congratulations. You made it. There may have been moments along the way where that achievement seemed unattainable, but you've done it. And on behalf of our alumni, welcome to the Grady Society. That deserves a round of applause. And now that you're up here on stage, looking out over this crowd, you're aware that you did not get here by yourself. I think a round of applause for all those gathered here and those that have supported you deserve a round of applause too. Perhaps the greatest benefit to being an alum is the clarity of 2020 hindsight vision. I would like to think that as a UGA undergrad, I cherished every moment and didn't miss a beat, but the likelihood of that is probably pretty slim. Without bragging, I can say, though, that the exception to this was every class I took at Grady with Professor Conrad Fink. Something about him made you want to remember everything. Maybe it was those eyebrows, or that piercing gaze, or the precision with which he would dismantle my papers. But as a 34-year-old Grady College alum, I now have the luxury of looking back and culling through those many memories and experiences, and I'm acutely aware that those experiences made me who I am today. As members of the Grady Society, you now are plugged into a network of leaders, giants within their respective fields. Throughout our nation and world, you will not find many places that Grady grads have not made their mark. We've even infiltrated the top tier of that Atlanta-based bottling company with the secret formula that we simply cannot seem to live without. Thank you, Scott, for all you've done and continue to do for Grady. Because of all of your hard work, you're all now part of this network, and our roots run deep. Like the giant sequoias of our western redwood forest, our alumni have been able to reach their heights because their roots have been intertwined and linked with other giants from this Grady College. For nearly a century, this network has provided the support, the structure, and the framework that has helped our alumni shape our industry as we know it. As you embark on your next journey, remember to stay connected to this college. Remember to stay in contact with your classmates and your professors. And as you too rise above all the others in your field, remember to give back to the college that has given so much to you. And as we approach our 100-year anniversary in 2015, we ask that you give. Yes, our college cannot operate at its current level of excellence without sustained funding, but giving does not always mean in dollars. Giving your time and your talent back to Grady counts as well. And I'm hustling. We'll get through. We cannot turn 100 without you, so I ask that in the coming year that you help us celebrate by leaving your mark through sharing your memories and pledging your support to this college. As members of the Grady Society, we have a responsibility to support each other and Grady as well. In doing so, we will continue to become and remain giants in our fields, and our college will continue its legacy for the next 100 years. Congratulations. We're all proud of you. Our alumni are here to support you, and we look forward to watching you grow.
At the conclusion of some final remarks, please remain seated until after the recessional. You'll be able to join your graduate outside immediately thereafter. Well, our students have indeed covered themselves and their college with honors. They have won prestigious national and regional competitions in advertising, journalism, public relations, and telecommunications. They have laughed, they have cried, they have stretched, they have stressed, they are ready. And if, perchance, in their infancy, they did not bark before they talked, we have taught them that, at least at Grady, English is a second language. We've done our job. It is their turn. The world is a better place today because they are ready to join its work. Congratulations.